Assalamu alaikum. Let me make sure that my if you can hear me, let me know that you can hear me. You can put a 1 in the chat. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. I'm looking a little dark. Okay, there I go. Okay. See if we can keep that lit up. Can you guys hear me? Is my mic on? Assalamu alaikum. Welcome. So we're going to let a few more people come in and then we're going to get started. Thank you guys. Thank you. Thank you guys for coming. I really appreciate it. Yes, please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. And we're going to get started very soon. Welcome to my live. And as we're letting people come in, you know, I'm waiting to see if you guys can hear me. You guys hear me? So we're coming all in. It's 4 o'clock. And, you know, I wanted to go ahead and get started. And, you know, they can just go back and look at it when the rest of them come in. Welcome, you guys. Welcome. So, you know, we want to heal the attacks. We want to heal the attacks not only for our full moon cleanse, but any negative energy that has been sent to us, that has been malevolent, manifesting over time in our lives, where we get negative energy, where negative energy is on our lineage. So the first thing that I like to do is to use a healing incense in order to cleanse the negative energy from my space. So, you know, I like to use 4 ingredients to cleanse the negative energy. Hi, welcome. Hello, Anne Mary, Kit. Hello, hello, Awazi Juma. I come from Atlanta, Georgia. Where are you from? Awazi Juma. All right, it's glad. I'm so glad that you guys are here. You know, please hit the like button as you come in, and it helps with the algorithm. And so, you know, one of the important things for you to do is to cleanse the negative energy from your surroundings. And what I like to do is use a very basic incense, and it helps to get rid of the negative energy before you cleanse yourself a spiritual bath. Welcome, Tanzania. I'm glad to have you, Tanzania. And you're going to use a incense, and you're just going to sit this up in your room, you know, near a window, to get rid of the negative energy before you get into your spiritual bath or your holy bath. And I like to use a bay leaf. I take a bay leaf and I put it in my little blender. I use clove, sage, and I use mint, and that makes it smell really good with that mint and the cloves in there to get rid of negative energy from your space. When you're going to do any kind of cleanse, I use the oil that I like to, use on that. I can use a camphor oil or I can use a domination oil. Whatever oil that you have near you, whatever oil that you like for your cleansing baths, for your holy baths, you can use that on your incense to cleanse the space that you're in, to cleanse the room that you're in, so that you're making that space for your holy bath. You want to make sure that you take your holy baths in a conducive space where it's clean up, where it's quiet, where you have time for prayer and things of that nature for your cleansing. For mind and body cleansing. You don't want to enter into your cleansing and you're struggling. You're struggling with things that happen throughout the day in your family, the job. You don't want to be um, weighed down, with problems. You want to free your mind. This incense will help you to do that. So the next thing that we want to do when we're doing a cleanse on our body, we want to choose a, a verse from the Holy Quran. And I like to choose the surah depending on what we are using our cleanse for. And we want to choose these verses from the Holy Quran, and it's going to separate us. It's going to separate us from, the men and the women. So what I like to recommend for the men when they're doing their cleanse is to read Shams, and that's the sun in the Holy Quran. It is a surah that you can read that cleanses. You can command that negative energy off of you. You can also use that, after you get out of your holy bath. Same thing with women, only a different surah. For the women, I like to recommend to you Surah Al Qamar. It is a commanding surah to command the negative energy off of you. Once you read it, you'll know what I mean. For those of you who read the Quran, you know what I mean. And it helps to cleanse the negative energy off of your body, off of your mind, any psychic attacks. These two surahs in the Holy Quran, it will command that negative energy off of your body, off of your mind. It will, you know, just really break those attacks that have been sent up on your psychic attacks up on your mind and your body. So you want to always use this with your cleansing. Now, I've been cleansing for a couple of weeks now. I've been cleansing, going into this full moon. And on the full moon cleanse on July 10th, I'm going to use black obsidian. I'm going to use a black obsidian stone to remove that negative energy. But, you can use any kind of stone that you have, to remove negative energy out of your life. Some people like to use tiger's eye. If it's a psychic attack, people want to use the tiger's eye. But, we want to use the stones that we're comfortable with that is going to remove the negative energy. And you can just cleanse those stones also by running those stones through your incense, the incense that I just gave you, the four elements that I gave you with your incense. You can use that order to do your cleanse. And this also stops attacks upon you. When you use these rituals, this is a healing ritual. And you can use it every full moon. You can use it whenever you feel you're under attack. So, you don't have to worry about having to call somebody if you're feeling oppressed, if you're feeling something negative attached to you. You can use these healing rituals on your own whenever you're feeling, something isn't quite right with you. So, we're going to get to our healing baths. So, a lot of times when I use my healing baths, I'll use a salt bath. I'll use a salt bath, and some people like to use just a regular healing salt bath, and you can use your herbs with that. You can use any kind of herbs you like. Sometimes I like to use the birch herbs with my healing bath. Sometimes I'll wait and just use a salt bath, with a stop evil salt bath, in order to remove that negative energy, in order to remove it off of me. And when I get out the bathtub after my healing bath, I'll use a birch tincture, in order to strengthen, my will, against allowing any negative energy attachments. And it goes back to your mindset. You have to have that mindset to command the negative energy off of you, to remove this negative energy. Is going to be removed when you take your healing baths, and you're gonna feel free of that oppression, that oppressive spirit, or anything that was oppressing your finances, because ultimately that is the goal, to return that negative energy wherever it was sent from. So, I also like to use the healing color green. And I got this scarf a couple of years ago from, hold on, from Old Navy. So I like to use the healing color green when I am using a healing return to sender, a healing attack, a healing detachment, anything of that nature. I like to use the color green to heal. And the color green, and I wrote it down for you guys, it is to heal your money. It is to heal, a healing nature. It's healing from nature. It's bringing in balance into your life, and it adds balance to your heart. It cleans out your heart. So these are the cleansing methods that we like to use to cleanse out our hearts. And you notice that when you're cleansing out your heart, you become lighter, you become more open to your family members, to the people who are, closest to you and your family, the ones who like and love you, your children. Animals are attracted to you. So these are some of the cleansing methods that we want to use in our everyday lives. And this is why this was the point of me giving this to you for today's live, is to make sure that you have this method, and you don't need anything else. You can add what you want to it as you see fit. So just like I said, I added the black obsidian, the stone, to my cleansing method. When I go on July 10th, when I do the full moon cleanse, I'm going to add the meditation to that. So you don't need anything else except for these healing methods to remove the negative energy. That if someone tried to attack you, if someone tried to send the evil eye to you, these rituals, healing methods, will cleanse you from this negative energy. So, like I said, I use a salt bath. I like to use sea salt. And also, I like to use a holy water bath. So for something a little bit more progressive on our July 10th bath, then I'm going to use our I'm going to use our Four Thieves vinegar bath. So that's progressive, because we automatically know who our target is. The target is not us. We are not attacking us. We are coming together, men and women, in solidarity, to remove the negative energy off of us on our full moon cleanse, to send it back to where it came from. and that is our colonizers, that's our slave masters. We are not attacking each other. We cannot attack each other during this cleanse. So if you are against women and if you are against men, this is not for you. You're with the colonizer. You're with the entity. We are coming together in order to cleanse ourselves. We don't have time to attack each other when we have things that's at hand that people are trying to bring us back under bondage. So if we're attacking each other, then we're not seeing the full picture of who has been attacking us from the very beginning. So we can leave that alone. We can let that fall by the wayside. That's going to fall by the wayside anyway once you start reading the Holy Quran. It's going to fall by the wayside once you start commanding that negative energy off of you, where we are attacking each other, where we have been taught to be against each other, where we have been taught to want to be in each other's power. I don't want to be in a man's power. I don't want to, build buildings. I don't want to cut the grass, and I'm not getting on top of the roof to do none of that kind of stuff that men do. I don't want to wear his shoes or his clothes or anything of that nature. So, we have to make sure that we are reading from the holy books so that we carry that mindset. That we don't want to do each other's job. We don't want to wear each other's clothes. We want to break out of that energy that our slave master, look at it, it's trying to go dark on me. You don't want it. It don't want y'all to look at me. But these are some of the things that we are doing. We're cleansing ourselves of this energy where we want to do what men do, and men want to do what women do. You want to attack each other. We don't want to attack each other. We want to come together in solidarity, and this will help us. This cleansing, I hope that you guys can use and know how to make the birch tincture. If you don't know how to make the birch tincture, you can reach out to me and book a consultation with me, a one-on-one consultation. You can reach out to me and book a session with me. If you want to know how to make some of these healing methods, this is what I teach. I teach, the herbal methods, how to cleanse yourself from the earth, you know, uh, how to use different things. You can use candles or you can use colors in order to cleanse yourself. The negative energy, the healing part of this is, like I said, you're healing your abundance, you're healing your attraction, you're healing your generation, the next generation, when you're cleansing this negative energy off of you, when you are meditating to cleanse this negative energy off of you, to send it back to where it came from, where it started from. I don't need to know where it started from in your family. I don't need to know where it came from in your family. I need to know that, they have made a deal with the entity, and, we're going to attack the entity. And once we attack the entity, then anything that he has given that person has to go with him. We're not going to we're not going to play with them. If you sold your soul, or you sold anything and join the entity, you will be exposed, and ultimately you will have to go with the entity. And he don't take prisoners. He don't take prisoners. You go down into destruction with him. He's looking to take names for, so you can go into the destruction with him. So you need to understand that when you're choosing the entity over your people. So we have some the healing methods. With the incense that I gave you, that incense, you can use that anytime. You can use that incense to get rid of negative energy. You can use the holy water. You can pray over that holy water with shams or the moon to get rid of negative energy. You can use that as a holy water to take a bath in, or to just sprinkle anywhere that you feel negative is trying to attract to your house, on your finances, so that anything that is coming at you, anything that you're guarding against these negative attacks, from these negative people who are inserted in your life, who have been inserted in your life as patterns over time. They will not be able to attack you when you're doing a cleansing ritual, when you're praying, the Shams and the Kumar from the Holy Quran. So, for our people that are Christians, then I also have these healing verses for you as well. So you want to, on your cleanse, if you're a Christian, on your full moon cleanse, or any time that there's some negative energy trying to attack you, I also separated the men from the women as well with this. So you will need to understand, for the men, you will need to read Genesis 1, that's 14 through 18. That's Genesis 14 through 18. So that is going to help you remove the negative energy from your body, any psychic attacks that may have been sent to you or your family line, any addictions that you might be incurring because of these attacks, from your colonizers, from your lineage, from being in this kind of society. And for the women, for you Christians that women, you will want to read Psalm 104 and 19. So this will help you to remove any negative energy, off your finances, any psychic attacks for lack mentality, anything that has been sent to you. It will help you to heal this. Please make sure that you hit the like button for the algorithm, please. As you come in, I really appreciate all of you guys. So on our Christians, brothers and sisters, you need to understand that when you're using these Psalms, you want to command that negative energy off of you. When women or men, you want to command that negative energy to go back where it came from. We already know what the targets are. We already know what our mission is to remove the negative energy off of us and send it back to whoever sent it to our lineage, whoever sent it to us, however it has been attached to us. I don't know why my camera keeps getting dark, but it just keeps getting dark. It doesn't want me to look at you guys. But I see you anyway. So we are making sure that we remove the negative. We're going to use the color green. And green is a very great color for healing when you're using the commanding to remove the negative energy out of your space, out of your life. When you are doing healing work on yourself, your psyche, your mind, your finances, anywhere that the negative energy, it may be attached to your relationships. You may be getting rejected a lot because these are the type of entities that have been attached to you from your colonizer throughout your family generation, from slavery up to now, which is now your line. So that's what we're cleansing. That's what we're cleansing. And we have to have that connection, not only to, you know, we have to have that connection to God, but we have to have that connection to the herbs that He has given us. So for me, I will do coming up to the 10th, like yesterday, I'll start a fast. I'll start to cleanse myself, my insides. I want to cleanse myself. And when I do break fast, then I want to use some of the bitter herbs. I want to use the wormwood. I want to use a wormwood tea and drink that. You guys, you got to understand that a cleansing ritual, it can be anything that you want it to be, as long as it's, God's green herbs, as long as it's not something that is harming our own people. We're harming the entity that is attached to us and has been attached to us and attached to our parents, sent to us through our slave master and our colonizer. So, for all of you, white people, if you're not, a slave master or colonizer, then don't worry about it. This does not pertain to you. If you're not racist, it doesn't pertain to you. So you don't have to worry about that. You can do your cleansing as well. If you if you have been set up on by these people as well. So we want to make sure that we're understanding that we can add things to this cleansing method. Men and women, you can read your verses against this negative energy that has been attached to you. You can read the Holy Quran. Me myself, I'll read the Holy Quran and I'll read the Holy Bible. For certain verses, the 104 and 19, I'll read that, over my wormwood. I'll contemplate that. you know I can use that wormwood also to wash my threshold over my door. When I had my own place, that's some of the healing rituals that I would do. So there's a lot that you can do with this in order to cleanse your space. If you're having problems with your home or anything like that, if you're having problems with your money, you can use these healing methods. You can sprinkle, after you read the Surah Shams over your water, your Holy Quran water, and you read Shams over it, you can sprinkle that in your wallet. You can sprinkle that to remove the negative energy if someone has attacked your money with the evil eye. So these are some of the rituals that I'm giving you so that you can heal yourself. You can heal your children with these rituals, and these are some of the cleansing rituals that I have added to over time that my mother and my grandmother had. Where they got it from, they got it from the Holy Bible, the Job. There's Job in the Holy Quran, and I'm gonna try to say his name, but my dialect is Southern, so bear with me. Ayub, I think that's the name of Job in the Holy Quran. So my parents, they were using the cleansing rituals from the Apostle Job, from the prophet Job. So, we want to take those cleansing rituals that God had given to the prophet, and we can use those rituals to cleanse ourselves, to stop those negative attacks upon us, to return that negative energy. It doesn't matter how long it's been. It doesn't not matter who sent it out. As long as it's been a pattern in your life, as long as you have been feeling those oppressive entities upon your life, upon your health, upon your everyday living, your children, upon your attraction to good things. So if you're feeling negative energy upon you, you can use these cleansing rituals to stop the attacks upon you. You can use these cleansing rituals for the full moon cleanse. You can use these for every day whenever somebody is attacking you at work, in your community. You can just cleanse yourself of the negative energy and go on about your day. You don't even have to say anything to them. You don't have to try to return to sender. It's automatic that you cleanse yourself. I didn't attack you first. You were the first one to attack me. So, this is how we do this, and make sure that, we're not having any malice in our heart. We are forgiving of people. We have to make sure that we forgive people who have, set up on us, try to attack our money, who doesn't like the way that we look. All of these things that I have given you here today will help you, cleanse all that negative energy, the evil eye that someone has sent to your finances, your beauty, your relationship, anything that sometimes people don't like that you have children and they have children. So you have to, and they don't have children. So, you have to really look at, you can have a hater for any amount of reasons. And this is a sure way that you can cleanse it. The connection with God, the connection with the holy word that he has given us, the ritual that he has given us in the holy word to cleanse ourselves of negative energy, to cleanse ourselves and attract abundance that we're supposed to walk in. So I hope that you guys have loved this video. We are, really growing. I really appreciate you guys. We have over 4,500 subscribers. We are growing. People have really been calling out to me, getting on the topics. Please make sure that you donate to my channel by requesting a topic. It's only $25, so we can always stay on top of whatever's going on in your life, and you can get the help that you need, and you can help somebody else in the process. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed this, how to use these rituals, how you're going to use these rituals every time there is a full moon or when there is something oppressing you in your life. I wanted to share this with you, some of the things that I use, some of the things that I do from the holy books. I hope that this has helped you tremendously. So you can reach out to me in the description below. You can reach out to me and book a session. You can book a one-on-one consultation with me. Follow me, share, like on all of my platforms. I'm Elsam on IG, High Oracle. I'm High Oracle, Reiki spiritual healer. Assalamu alaikum.